Good evening. Tonight on STN Channel 2 News, the campus was alerted of a suspicious person over the weekend. We have the details for you.
Also, a Barney Dean was featured in 2 different articles for a Hartford Journal. Find out what they said.
And an annual lecture is coming up. Find out where and which one it is. All that and more right now on STN Channel 2. Good evening. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in to STN Channel 2 News. I'm Scott Roberts.
And I'm Krista Gray.
We continue to follow the latest developments from Oregon. 9 people were killed and multiple others were injured on Thursday, October 1st, after a gunman opened fire at Umpqua Community College in Roseburg, Oregon. According to reports, the gunman began shooting in Snyder Hall at approximately 10:30 a.m., targeting Christian students by shooting them in the head. The suspect has been identified as 26-year-old Christopher Harper Mercer, who was pronounced dead at the scene after a shootout with the Douglas County Sheriff's Department. We'll bring you more information as we learn it.
Next week on October 6th, Dinner Lab CEO Brian Bordanek will be coming to the university to talk to students about his experiences as a young entrepreneur in the Ellsworth Lecture. STN went to find out more about this upcoming event on campus.
The Ellsworth Lecture was donated by the family of John Ellsworth to the university many years ago to bring leading examples of the American free enterprise system to campus.
The university is focused on bringing many business leaders to campus. They especially want to have entrepreneurs such as this week's speaker, Brian Bordanek, to show students what it is like to start a business.
He's somebody who at a young age got into starting a company, and he did it in a very unusual way.
Brian Bordanek created the business Dinner Lab, which is a secret dinner club. This is a traveling show that operates out of 20 cities in the U.S. and is currently valued at over $33 million.
The way he works this club is it's held in some location. It's not a restaurant. He cooks the meal, and then you go there and have it to eat.
At the club, undiscovered chefs are brought together to cook for people in exotic locations, such as helipads. This lecture relates to students from all majors, because entrepreneurs come from all sorts of backgrounds.
It was reported about 1 o'clock.
The Ellsworth Lecture will be held on Tuesday, October 6th at 5:30 p.m. in Wild Auditorium. The lecture is sold out.
An email was sent from the Department of Public Safety on the evening of Sunday, September 27th, informing students of an incident that had occurred on the second-floor south wing of Regents Park Apartments. According to the email alert, a man approached a group of students at approximately 1:30 a.m. and pulled out a box cutter in a threatening manner before exiting down the south stairwell. The incident wasn't reported until 12 hours later to public safety later that afternoon.
It was reported about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, almost 12 hours later. And that put public safety, we had to do a lot of catch-up to do the investigation. But what we did get was great cooperation from the students. Once we started the investigation, everything came together. It took a little while to identify the kid. Because we didn't know that he was a student, we thought he might have been someone just walking around campus. We had to put out the alert to alert the campus of what had happened.
Was sent out to students on Monday the 28th, informing them that the individual had been identified as a student on campus and had been taken into custody. Lieutenant Lyons stresses the importance of reporting any suspicious behavior to public safety immediately.
This year's Hawktober is starting off with a new event called the Nearly Naked Mile, Friesen for a Reason. The Nearly Naked Mile is an untimed 1-mile run or walk to raise money and clothing donations for a local homeless shelter. Students participating can drop their clothes at the start of the event and pick them up at the finish line and are asked to cover anything they would not want their grandmother to see. The event is on Sunday, October 11th, and registration begins at 7.
Barney School of Business Dean Martin Roth was recently interviewed by the Hartford Business Journal. Roth will be featured in 2 articles about providing people with the skills that businesses are looking for. In the article titled "Connecticut's MBA Programs Get a Remake," Roth talks about how necessary it is to keep MBA classes relevant in the changing business world. And in the second article, Roth discusses how the Barney School of Business prepares their students with the skills their future employers expect.
Ashley, with the upcoming storm coming up the next week.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that. So I have to say it feels cool to be back at the weather desk. And speaking of cool, the temperatures have been decreasing and Hurricane Joaquin has been threatening to touch down on the East Coast. We'll have more information on that when we get back from the break.
of the art being displayed in the school's gallery.
And a Hart School alumni recently landed a role in a professional local theater. Find out which one.
Also, we have the details on a change coming to the commuter meal plans. Stay tuned to 2.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And now, your STN2 weather forecast.
Welcome back to the Weather Desk. I'm Ashley Kaufman. While officials are still unclear just how Hurricane Joaquin will affect Connecticut, we can definitely expect a chilly and rainy weekend. We'll take a look into that and the upcoming week in a moment, but first, let's take a look at the weather outside today. Well, the weather was unfortunately much colder than it has been for the rest of the week. Students may have started to feel a taste of winter. I know me and my roommates had our sweaters on today. As you can see, the flags were feverishly blowing. Clearly, there's a lot of wind in the air today. But let's take a look at what the first map to see what the weather's going to be like this weekend. Okay, thank you. So with Joaquin hitting the Connecticut coast, we can definitely expect some rain. There's going to be about a ½ inch Saturday into Sunday collectively. We're going to have about 80% chance of rain on Saturday with a lower chance of 10% chance on Sunday, so you might get a free day of rain on Sunday. Let's take a look at the highs for Saturdays. So Saturday, we're going to have a high of only about 52, so it's going to be quite cold. That combined with the rain, it's going to make for a very rainy and cold Saturday. We're going to have a low about 49, so it will get pretty chilly. Now let's take a look at the highs for Sundays. On Sundays, we will get a little bit of a break. We have a high of about 60 degrees and a less chance of rain, so hopefully Sunday will be a nicer way to edge into Monday. Now speaking of Monday, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. So as you can see this weekend, like I said, we have some rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We should have a break. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday, we should be getting into the 60s and the 70s. So we should be back to normal and back to what we usually can expect around this time, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Great weather for the upcoming week or so. I think we need the rain. It'll be nice. And I mean, it is October, so classic fall Connecticut weather, whatever we usually say here
You know,
on
in
the
New
desk.
England, you can leave with a sweater, come back later in a tank top. It always
Exactly,
changes. So,
exactly.
yeah.
As long as I don't have to do that, so.
Absolutely. I think
All
you're
right.
good.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
An alumni exhibit is currently displayed in the Silpy Gallery inside the Hartford Art School. STN reporter Kalia Powell has that story.
The Alumni Silk Gallery exhibit was curated by Mike Scricchio, a graphic design professor at the University of Hartford. Professor Scricchio is presenting not only his work, but also the work of 4 alumni who attended the art school with him from 1968 through 1972.
So the show is a compilation of the work of these 4 great artists that they've done over the past time. And it's also a statement of the culture of the time when we started art school in 1968. There were race riots, the war in Vietnam was raging on, there were student protests, Martin Luther King had been assassinated, Robert Kennedy had been assassinated. It was a very turbulent, violent time. So part of that culture is what is represented by the early work that you're going to see from these guys.
In the exhibit, Each of the 4 alumni picked 15 pieces of work that they felt best represented themselves. One Hartford Art School alumni artist, Rennie Gilman, explains his artwork.
This is one in a series of drawings that I did as an exercise on my ability to be creative instantly. I've had an interest in quantum physics and the duality of matter, the particle wave aspect of matter.
Students can learn about the various styles that came from that era right here in Slope Gallery. I'm Clyde Powell, SCN Channel 2 News.
The exhibit is free and open to the public and is open until October 25th. Gallery is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and 12 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday.
Hart School Class of 2015, Connor Hamel has landed the title role in the Wendy Wasserstein play, Third. The show is about how after a college professor accuses one of her students of plagiarism, her life turns to chaos and she starts to question her ideals. The play will be performed from October 1st to November 8th at TheaterWorks in downtown Hartford, where Hamel interned when he was a freshman.
If you've recently walked on the academic side of campus, you may have noticed small boards displaying the new commuter meal plans. The plans were organized a year ago to make dining in the new commons more convenient and a better experience for commuters. With these new meal plans, commuters now have the option to leave after their classes, or they can stay and grab a bite to eat. These meal plans have created a bit of interest, and there is an increase in commuters using them as well.
So at the moment, there's 2 different types of meal plans. There's a 50 block and a 25 block. And that comes with a block of meals at Commons and then also dining dollars that it can be used anywhere else on campus.
There's been an increase in purchases of about 14% of those commuter meal plans. They now not only have the commuters lounge to talk and hang out, but the option to dine as well. The block swipes can be used at the Commons, and dining dollars can be used at Hawks Nest, Conover, GSU, and the new Starbucks. For information on pricing of the commuter meal plans, head to hartford.edu to find out more.
Female students in need of cash are in luck. If you are an upperclassman and have a proposal for an innovative project, you could submit an application online to the university for the chance of getting $2,500. Applicants must be in excellent academic standing, which is a 3.0 or greater for your overall GPA and 3.5 or greater for your major. And students need to be available to work on the project for a minimum of 200 hours in the 2015 to 2016 academic year. The deadline for the application proposal is Sunday, October 18th.
If you have ever been interested in the world of television, I'm sure you have been, why not join STN Channel 2? If you're interested in advertising, producing, engineering, reporting, directing, photography, sports, or graphic design, I'll put sports in there first. We have it all, so stop by our office in Jengis Room 120G. You might even end up here on camera. Coming up, the Architecture Studio and Hillel teamed up together to create a religious structure. We'll tell you what it was all about.
And a student from UConn recently passed away. We have the details.
Also, we take a look into the new Hartford Sports logo and the process they took to get it. All that and more coming up right after the break. Stay with us.
Super Pets, your new best friend, will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. If you have an idea for a story you would like us to investigate or an event we should cover, please let us know. Tell two. Send us an email to tips@stn2.tv, or you can submit a tip through text message at 860-631-STN2. You can find all of your campus news updates on Twitter. Follow us, twitter.com/STN2.
Students passing by Jangor Student Union during this past week may have noticed a new and interesting structure. A sukkah, a symbolic structure constructed to celebrate the Jewish holiday of Sukkot, was celebrated as the result of a new collaboration between Hillel and the School of Architecture. The school's design build class worked with students from Hillel to create a tasteful and striking design. The unique collaboration has already had a positive effect around the university.
I've seen people just kind of wandering through, in and out all day, every day. People stop in for lunch. It's made a really interesting outdoor space. You know, on campus we have a lot of those little patio places, but I don't know, this seems to be a little more dynamic in its effects on campus.
Sukkot celebrates the end of the traditional harvest year and involves eating meals inside a sukkah. In addition to Sukkot, the sukkah has been used in the Study Abroad Fair as a rest area. The project has shown that students from across campus have the potential to join forces and work together. With such a positive impact on the university and its students, the two groups have already begun discussing plans for next year's Sukkot.
This summer, the university continued its rebranding initiative, unveiling the school's new sports logo to the Hartford community. We spoke with Athletic Director Anton Goff to hear all about the new look for the Hartford Hawks.
A new year and another new logo for the University of Hartford, this time for the Hartford Hawks athletic department. The university reached out to the 160/90 branding agency, the same group that has transformed Hartford's image to what it is today over the past 3 years. But they weren't the only ones who had a say on this new athletic look.
The one thing I know is I'm the type of guy that likes collaboration, so I didn't want to make this decision in a vacuum. So I wanted to talk to my coaches, my student athletes. I wanted to talk to administrators in athletics as well as on campus, and I wanted to talk to student government.
But of course, with a new logo comes a price, and a large one at that, to turn over the new logo across campus.
It costs a lot of money because not only do we have to pay 160/90, but we also have to change uniforms, change the logo on the floors, change the logo on top of the roof here, everywhere. So you're looking at, I would say at the end of the day, once everything is done, probably $400,000, somewhere around there.
But despite the cost, the feedback has been great from the community, and the hope is to bring a new identity to the Hartford Hawks program.
What I want to do is make sure that we owned our own unique space, and hopefully this brand identity that we're doing with our H, with our lettering, Hartford Hawks stands alone.
STN spoke more with Director Goff regarding his first year as athletic director at the University of Hartford. Stay tuned for that later in sports.
The university community is remembering an integral member of the athletics department. Sean Krafthofer passed away on Wednesday after a battle with illness. Krafthofer served as director of ticket operations and promotions for the athletics box office, and most recently served as assistant facilities director. He graduated from the Barney School of Business with an MBA in 2005. Sean Krafthofer was 34 years old.
The Yukon community is once again in mourning after the tragic death of senior Robert Kears. Kears, a student in the School of Business, passed away on Monday, September 28th, becoming the fourth Yukon undergraduate student to have passed away since August of this year. Kears' death comes just 1 week after students Alana Ferrante and Ryan Megan passed away in a car crash in Columbia.
Over the past weekend, Quinnipiac University issued a cease and desist order to one of their fraternities. The college campus, located in Hamden, Connecticut, has a zero tolerance for any behavior which threatens the safety and security of any member of the university community. The fraternity, Sigma Phi Upsilon, is being issued the order due to allegations during its initiation process for pledges. What specifically prompted the cease and desist order is unknown, and no further information is immediately available.
In an unexpected move, Bridgeport Mayor Bill Finch has dropped out of the mayoral race. Finch was forced to drop out because he no longer had a spot on the November ballot after losing to former Mayor Joe Ganim in the Democratic primary. Finch planned to run again in November, but his new party, the Job Creation Party, had not filed the proper paperwork to get him a place on the ballot. Finch is now endorsing rival Mary Jane Foster for this upcoming election. Well, Chris, it's just under a week away. We're going to be having our live soccer game productions over at Al Marzouk Field, live here on STN2. I know I'm ready. You ready?
I'm super excited for it.
And I'm hoping Sports Director Alex Young is ready. Alex?
Oh, I am super ready, guys. I can't wait. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Alex Young. Coming up, we got the highlights of the women's soccer team as they were in action, as well as the results of all Harvard sports. We also have an interesting story coming your way. So stay right here, because sports is next.
A boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
So, I got this new family. And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A runner on first base. Now the big guy comes after that, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And now, your Channel 2 Sports. And welcome back. The women's soccer team were in action Thursday against rivals Stony Brook. The Lady Hawks are trying to start another win streak after their 7-game unbeaten streak came to an end in their previous match. Could they get a W? Let's take a look at the highlights. And as you see here now, the ladies are walking out high-fiving a local soccer team before they go up against the Stony Brook Sea Wolves, trying to get a little bit fired up with the help of the local school. And as you see, mid-first half, Aaliyah Ingram to a wide-open Haley Nolan, who shoots and scores. Goal! Hartford up 1-0. That was her first career goal, so congratulations to you right there. She celebrates with her teammates. As you see, right after that, Stony Brook pushing down off the deflection. Lauren Kovalchuk fires a rocket, and it's saved by Jessica Yerg. Game still tied at 1-0. Late first half here, Uhart with the corner. It's up, and it's looking good off the head of Caitlin Smallfield, but it's saved at the last second. So the game is still up 1-0. Now let's go to second half here as Emily Murray tries to curl one in, and it's blocked. Get that out of there by Jessica Yerg. Now Stony Brook on the attack at late second half. Kristen Gay with the rocket. It's post goal. Wait, actually, they said it hit the front of the line. But let's take a look at it again. As it's up, it's up, it's up, it's going. It hits the top of the crossbar, comes down, and wait, it actually was a goal. Heartbreaking call for Stony Brook, as that was their best chance as the women go on to grab the win 1-0. For the Hawks, freshman Haley Nolan scored her first career goal with her only shot on target. Goalie Jessica Yerg was lights out with 5 great saves and not allowing a single goal, which is now the 6th time she has shut a team out. Now for the Seawolves, Kristen Cahill was the force on offense, finishing with a team-high 3 shots, with one of those almost being an equalizer, but it was called a no goal. Emily Murray shot only once, but it ended up being saved. Next up for the Lady Hawks is a road game against Binghamton. Moving from the pitch to the links as the men's golf team were in Vermont playing in the Quechee Invitational. The men are coming off a top 10 finish at their last event where they finished 6th. Could they keep up with a good play? Let's take a look. And the men finished in the top 10 again. This time, however, they finished 4th. Dartmouth took the top spot with a 2 over par performance. University of Rhode Island came up just short, ending at 6 over to claim the 2nd spot. Harvard finished at 3rd at 7 over. Hartford claimed the 4th position at 27 strokes above average. Temple, Fordham, Dartmouth's B team took 5th and tied for 6th respectively. On the bright side for the Hawks, senior Evan Russell stole the show, finishing at a team best 4th out of the field of 75 with an impressive 1 under par result. Next for the team is a trip to North Carolina to play in the NC State Wolfpack Fall Invitational. Now from one green to another, the women's team were also in action over the weekend as they traveled to New Hampshire to play in the Dartmouth Invitational. The ladies played well in their last event with a top 5 finish. Could they keep their great play alive? Let's take a look. The ladies dominated on the course, finishing in 2nd with a 44 over par finish. Dartmouth won at their own event at 22 over. Boston University took home 3rd at 41 over, followed by Albany in 4th and Central Connecticut State in 5th. Quinnipiac, Dartmouth B team, Fairfield University, Sacred Heart, and Siena rounded out the top 10 in the 6th through 10 positions. Senior Brooke Nethercourt put the Hawks on her back with an impressive 3-under par round on the last day to put her at 1 under for the tournament and a spot at the top of the field. Next for the Lady Hawks is a trip to Hamden, Connecticut to compete in the Quinnipiac Fall Classic. Well, around this time last year, the Hartford athletics program underwent an incredible change with the arrival of new AD Anton Goff. Now, 1 year later, Director Goff has already left a lasting impression on the university with the potential to keep on going. Here's part 2 of Scott Roberts' interview with Director Goff.
Imagine taking a Division I college athletic program, turning it upside down, and shaking it up. Now imagine doing that all in a single year. From day one on campus, Athletic Director Anton Goff gave the University of Hartford a new outlook on the world of college sports. And it all started with 3 simple words.
It's Hawk Nation domination time. I'm telling you that now.
As we started exploring that and promoting that, it was a way to bring Hawk Nation together, and everybody's kind of got on board with that. You'll see it a lot, hashtags, you'll see it on shirts now. I walk by some of the residence halls and see people putting that up in their windows, Hawk Nation domination, so that's been catching on.
And that domination carried over into the classroom this past year as Hartford won its 4th consecutive America East Academic Cup.
It's an athletic award, an academic award, but it's a university award because, you know, as much time as our student athletes spend on the field or traveling, they spend that much time in the classroom. Our professors are very, very accommodating to our student athletes because when they have to travel, our student athletes are talking with them, working with them in a manner that they can still get a high quality education.
Add in the new logo, and Goff's track record in only a year is already loaded with many achievements and accolades. But of course, in typical Anton Goff fashion, he says that's only the tip of the iceberg.
Our goal is to win 6 America East championships in a 3-year period. And I think we have the coaches in place, the student athletes in place, that we can do that. And to me, that's the goal. It's like, you know, yeah, I want to be successful in men's basketball, but I've got 6 or 7 other sports I feel we have a chance to be successful in this conference and nationally.
Thanks, Scott. Now, as we take a look at the upcoming games on campus, men's soccer will be playing UMBC Saturday, October 3rd at 7. It's going to be a good rivalry game, so go out and support your Hawks.
Something I saw about the Hartford Hawks men's team was they're undefeated at home.
Yes.
Since 2013. Is that real?
That is real. Last year they were, I believe, 8-0 at home. The year before that they started off a unbeaten streak. So it's going to be a great game. UMBC has been nationally ranked in the previous years. So I mean, it's going to be a tough battle for them. But you know, the men love playing at home. And
not that I don't
see what they do.
Undercut the men's team because obviously they're a great team. But UMBC, I figured they would have beaten Hartford.
Exactly.
Wow. That's
it's a very impressive streak, and hopefully they could keep it alive. I mean, having a great home crowd and playing well at home is a key advantage in soccer, and you know, hopefully they keep up this great level of play against a great team.
And then keep it going for soccer production.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 2 games. We're going to be ready.
We're very excited for it. Hopefully it's not raining next weekend like it is this weekend for the game, but we could all hope for a nice clear day.
Keep an eye on that for us.
I'll keep an eye on that for everybody.
Maybe she'll be back next week doing weather. Who knows? We'll see.
We'll see.
But until next week, I'm Scott Roberts.
And I'm Krista Gray.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back 5 o'clock on Friday. See you then.